Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview, April 27th, 2016. On a Wednesday, hump day, middle of our trading week. Traders, great to be with you, coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand, bright and early in the morning. Currently 7:06 a.m. and that would be 20:06 on Wall Street. Traders, this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Yes, traders, we're getting a very early start today, getting out our blogs and our videos today. We have a lot of data coming out. We had some Kiwi data come out earlier in the Asia session, and we have a lot of Aussie news coming out in about 90 minutes. So we're going to get everything hopefully up on YouTube so you all can see this before this data comes out. All right, so the next 2 days are going to be pretty wild. We got Aussie news today, we got oil inventories, all that good stuff, and I'll get to that when we get to news and commentary. But a busy 2 days ahead, and yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. So let's get started. Let me introduce myself to you. For those of you who do not know me, my name is William Gilday, and I'm your moderator for the Market Opening Preview Series every single trading day before the London Open. And actually, traders, this is really before Asia really kicks in. We wanted, like I said, to get this video up and running as quick as possible. Traders, I started trading in the year of 2006, and in 2008, I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. Traders, I started trading in 2006, and I retired in 2008. After I retired, I came to Thailand, came here for a three-month holiday. Well, my 3-month holiday, my friends, I'm in now my 9th year living in Thailand and trading Forex every single trading day and absolutely loving it. I start early in the morning, about 5:30, 5:45, and I end about 11:15 at night. No, I do not sit in front of my computer all that time. Thank you for iPads and iPhones and alerts and all that good stuff with modern technology. I do, however, enter my trades from my main computer all the time. If I'm looking at entering a trade, if I'm out, I come back to my office and I do it properly because that's the environment I want to be in. I want all my screens. I want to make sure everything's where it's supposed to be, and I enter my trades. And then I can go back out and do what I want to do. So I trade using fundamentals. I pay for a newsfeed, and it's very important that you don't have to go out and pay for a newsfeed, folks. I mean, you can go to many sites that have free data coming out, but you have to have an economic calendar, and you have to be aware of what's going on around the world. You need to know when numbers are coming out. The old saying is you don't want to be standing in front of the freight train when it's coming down the track, full engines, right? So you need to step aside and let the freight train go, whether that means moving your stop or getting out of the trade. But fundamentals are very important, and it's a very big part of our trading and the market sentiment today. If you would have asked me that 4 years ago, I would have said, you're crazy. I'm a technician. And I am a technician. I love reading charts. I love reading candlesticks, price action, price structure, price failure, support and resistance. Wow, how important is support and resistance in trading? Levels, right? Where did price react to this level before? So important in our trading. And basically, between the both of them, I put myself together a trade plan, and that trade plan is locked in my brain and on paper, or I'll put in pending orders on the trade plan if I'm not going to be at my computer because of whatever reason, and I'll put the pending order in and hope it triggers. But it's just so important that you put both of them together. Trade planning is just, and trade analysis is just so important in our trading today. Don't chase the big red candle or the big green candle. You will get hit upside the head more times than you will win. All right, that's enough about me. Let's talk about our risk disclaimer. Keep the legal people happy. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Most importantly, traders, trade management. What's the key to our trading is capital preservation. Please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. That means you want a demo account for 3 or 4 months and then you go to a live account. Your eyeballs would be glued to that profit and loss box instead of your charts and your trade. When you put a trade on, folks, and you lose the trade, that should not affect you psychologically. Listen, we don't like to lose trades. Nobody likes to lose trades, but that's just the way it is. You know, we're going to lose trades. The situation is how much you're going to lose, right? And that comes down to trade management. The trade has to be extremely comfortable, and if you lose a trade, it cannot affect you psychologically, and you need to get right back in the game and get your next trade ready to go. All right, now we can talk about news and commentary. Yes, we have big news days today and tomorrow. Today is Aussie, and we can take a look at our economic calendar. So today we have, well, New Zealand. Let's start off with New Zealand. New Zealand put out some data today, low and medium impact. Imports came out negative 4.09. They were expecting 4.30. Trade balance, which I think was the big one, came out at 117 million. They were expecting 4.76 million. That was in the red also. Exports came out at 4.20, and they were expecting 4.63 billion. So not good news out of the Kiwi today. Coming up in about 90 minutes, we have Aussie data coming out. The issue here, folks, is that we have a lot of Aussie data coming out. We have like 6 pieces of data coming out. So the big one is CPI quarter on quarter, and consensus is 0.3. Previous was 0.4, so they took it a notch down. Some of the other ones, we got weighted mean, CPI year on year, trimmed mean year on year, and quarter on quarter. So there's a lot of stuff coming out here. CPI index numbers is coming out, and the issue with this is that they're all coming out at the same time. So it's going to take the markets a little bit to figure out what's going on. But again, the big one is the CPI number quarter on quarter for Q1, and that is going to be the big number that they're watching today. So we will definitely get an update out on the blogs, so you all know exactly what's going on and how price reacted. You know, we come into the London session, and we have Great British Pound has GDP year on year and also GDP quarter on quarter, and they're both high impact news events. So the pound is really dominating the news in London today. We come into the U.S. session, we have a lot of low impact mortgage refinance and mortgage purchase index, very low impact until we get to pending home sales month on month for March. That is the high impact news event for today. And as we roll around, we also have crude oil inventories, which again is a big one. And I just think this number is going to be like really blown out. I think this is going to be a very big number. I think we have so much oil that it's just unbelievable how much oil we have in production, right? So that's what is going on there. And just let me glance over. Yeah, so actually in the U.S. session, and that is going to be 1400 hours, we have the FOMC statement and the Fed interest rate decision. We don't expect anything there. And then later in the day, we got the RBNZ, which is New Zealand, rate statement and policy statement. Now that comes out that's going to be 5 a.m. tomorrow in the Asia session. And yeah, so we have a full packed day today, folks. We have a lot of data coming out today between the Aussie and the FOMC. And then we have high impact news in Asia again tomorrow. I will not be in front of my charts for this data that's coming out at 4 o'clock in the morning, my time. So no, I will not be in front of my computers at 3 a.m. in the morning. So I will get that information out as soon as I get in front of my computers. I will set my alarm, make sure I am in front by 5:30, 6 o'clock, and we'll be able to get that out to you. I know I'm spending a lot of time on this. It's just that there's a lot of stuff coming out in the next 24 hours, and it's going to be very critical to our trading, so we need to keep an eye on that. Let's quickly take a look at the markets. I'm really going above my time. The Dow 30 was up 0.07%. The S&P 500 is up 0.19%. The NASDAQ is down second day in a row, 0.15%. The small cap 2000 is positive 1.08%. Let's take a look at London. The DAX also negative 0.34%. The FTSE 100 is up positive 0.38%. The CAC 40 is negative 0.28%. The Eurostoxx 50 is positive 0.20%. Traders, if we take a look at what's going on in Asia now, some of these countries are not trading it as I'm doing my video very early this morning. The Nikkei 225 is up positive currently at 2.5%. The S&P 500 from Australia is positive 0.46%. And the China A50 closed yesterday at 0.32% as they have not opened yet. And the Hang Seng closed yesterday at 0.48% in the green. The Kospi, which is currently trading, is barely in the red at negative 0.05%. So that gives you an idea what's going on with our economic calendar and news data and our indices. All right, let's get over to the charts. Commentary is put on your seatbelts, get ready for the ride, and protect yourself. If you're in trades and you're not break even and these news events are coming out, you're going to have to manage your trade, whether it's bring your stop down, exit the trade, just take a small hit. If you're in profit, make sure you go to break even. You don't want to get whipsawed on these news events. These are big news events, and I think it's definitely going to jolt the market, especially this crude inventories. You're going to have to watch your dollar CAD, right? And I'd watch your Aussie. I'd watch all that stuff because it's going to affect that. But the dollar CAD is the big one, of course, with the oil, right? All right, let's head over to and let's take a look at the euro dollar. Sorry about the screen there. I see. I cut out the dollar part of that. The euro dollar is really in this tightening wedge area. Yesterday it popped up and then came right back down again, right? I call that a V formation, by the way. When price comes up like that and then brutally comes back down really quick. And now is just absolutely sideways. So the New York session brought the euro back down again, and now it's back at 1260, I think it was when I looked at it. Came all 1275. I said 1270 is the 200 exponential moving average. So we'd like to get in this at like 1295. So it did go up to like 1335, by the way, traders, and that was projected. We thought that yesterday as I got later in the day, and we did some analysis. And if you looked at price action and you looked at we call them levels, and I didn't get that. I didn't make that up, by the way. I watched another trader, and he just trades levels, and he's a very, very smart trader, and I've adopted that in the last 6 months, watching levels, watching ranges where price actions responded in the past, and of course you always look at the overshoot, right? So we want to get in this below the trend line at 1.1295. We'll get out at the S2 reversal pivot at 1.1219. So nice trade setup. Again, we're bearish and we're going to remain bearish. Here's the pound. Now, folks, I know you're saying to me, why are you not bullish in the pound dollar? Well, because I think this is a temporary move, and this is eventually going to just drop off the ledge here. And the ledge is going to be that trend line. And the 55 EMA, which is right below it, we want to enter this trade at 1.4538. The reason this pound is moving up here is, well, I think one of the main reasons is, listen, their data has not been good in the last 2 days. They have not had good data. So data is not driving this bullish. What's driving this bullish is Brexit. Now they're coming out with all these polls, and they're basically saying that the stay vote has a 75% chance of winning this referendum in the first, June 16th, I think it is, when they have their referendum vote. And basically, this is what's driving this to the upside, is because they keep coming out with new polls and people are starting to talk now. Politicians are starting to talk, and this is just keeping this up. However, this pair is bearish, folks. This is a very bearish pair, and I don't want to buy it. I don't want to get in front of that train that's falling backwards on the track, right? We want to go with the train, and the train is going down the hill. And price action here is going up the hill, and it's going without me because I'm staying with my bias, and I get that from the daily chart, right? So we want to get in at 1.4538. We'll get out at 44.06. it's a clean sweep if we get below this trend line. There's no price action to get in our way. It's a nice clean trade. This is the winner of the day. This is the winning trade of the day, and this is this Euro Aussie. This pair. I know you're saying, William, what are you out of your mind? That's the ugliest looking chart I've seen all week. Well, you're right. It is. It's pretty ugly. If you look left of the chart from current price action, it's been all over the place. However, this trend line is really a valid trend line. This is like a 6-point hit trend line, and if this breaks this trend line, we know that the Euro Aussie loves to stay in the position that it's going. The issue is we have data coming out in 90 minutes or 45 minutes now, and we are Aussie data, that is, and we now have to watch what's going to happen here. So we're not going to do anything, folks. We're just going to hang on, wait for this to break this trend line, and let it stabilize, and then at 1.4572, we're going to take this down. This pair wants to go down, and when this pair makes up its mind, it makes up its mind. And I just think this is going to dump, and we're going to take this all the way down to the S2 at 1.4510. And this will be a nice 60 pip trade for us. And it could go beyond that. You know how the Euro Aussie is. When it gets on a move, it doesn't stop. And we're just waiting for it to break out of this nasty range, and it looks like it's trying. It's hit this line like 6 times, so it wants to get out of this nasty range, and we will get that done. All right, let's take a look at the Euro Yen. The Euro Yen is bearish, folks. This is all about the yen. The yen is all over the place. They've got policies coming out. They've got budgets now. They're only doing a budget for the earthquake relief fund. 2 days ago, they were doing budgets. They were doing 2 budgets. They're just really talking it up in Japan. BOJ Governor Kuroda, Prime Minister Abe, they're just on the microphone every day, folks. And they're just keeping this pair all over the place. However, I do think the yen is stronger than the euro. Yes, we've had some updates, but if you open this chart up or you go to a 4-hour chart or 1-day chart, daily chart, you will see this is bearish, very, very bearish. And I expect, again, this to fall off the cliff. And you can see I put a resistance line up there. So, you had an idea where we're looking at. If it breaks above it, that's fine. I mean, I don't have my crystal ball is broken. And the repair guy hasn't delivered it back yet. And that's an old line, buddy. Everybody's used it. But if it goes, it goes. But it's not going with me because this pair is bearish. And I'm just waiting for the big dump. And it's going to happen. Trust me, it's going to happen. All right, let's take a look at the New Zealand dollar. New Zealand dollar sort of, kind of, maybe did a little movement yesterday, shaking and baking in this nasty range that we got. You can see I put a resistance line at 69.07. Again, back at that 6,900 like we talked about yesterday. I'd like to get into like 68.90, and we could sell this. The other option is price is now at the daily pivot point and fighting to break below it. I've got a trend line here. It's a 5-touch trend line. It's a valid trend line. So we'd like to see that, break that trend line, retest it, and we know what? Let's get in this and let's sell this all the way down at 0.6837, and that's a support line I put on there. If you opened up the chart, you would understand why I picked that level. And we just want to sell this. Folks, all I want to do is sell the New Zealand dollar. I have no intentions of buying the New Zealand dollar, okay? We want to sell this. Not much movement on data today, but there probably will be tomorrow with a rate decision and a rate statement and all that stuff coming out tomorrow early, or actually, oh, excuse me, traders. Really, it's I think it's 4 o'clock. Well, it'd be 1600 on Wall Street. So yeah, just keep an eye on that, folks. All right. Last pair of the day, and I did this on purpose, by the way, is the Aussie dollar. What are we going to expect from the Aussie dollar when all this data comes out? I have no idea. However, this pair has been bullish. I did declare it a change of trend, but in the back of my mind, I'm still saying, you know what? I don't think the Aussies want this up this high, and I don't think they want it hitting 0.81, right? They don't want 81 or 82. They don't want it this high. They want this brought back down. So I want to sell this. I want to sell the Aussie dollar, but we not do anything until this data comes out and markets settle. And like I said, on the blogs and all that good stuff, I will keep you updated what's going on and what we plan on doing. I'd like to see this just pop below that 55 and stop on this data, and we can just sell it. Make a nice day for trading. Today's 5 minutes over today. A lot to talk about, a lot of data coming out, a lot of news. You know, we had to take a look at these charts and, you know, in detail. There's a lot going on. However, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL, Excellence in Trading, I want to thank you for joining me on a Wednesday, hump day, middle of our trading week, and a lot of excitement to come. Enjoy your trading day, traders, and always remember to trade smart and not hard. Traders will catch you in about 24 hours. Take care now. Bye-bye.